Cause no matter if you live in where you earn respect, and there's a sense of isolation that you can't shake from your skin. What's this world that we're living in, where your worth and your pride are tied up like kindling for the fire?
I was a classical violinist as a young person and took that pretty seriously. So I had that. And when I was young, it felt like I wrote songs and then I played the violin, and they felt very separate and kind of not super applicable to each other. But as I got older, I think just all of my experience has just kind of come into one. And, you know, when I first started multi-track recording, I didn't know what I was doing. I was a kid. So then I took some audio engineering lessons, and I took drum lessons, and I learned to play the guitar, and I think just to like get, you know, the ideas in my head out. And so, I mean, the composition and songwriting, recording, it's all kind of like, I feel like that's also this time period, like with technology and access to home recording in a way that didn't exist 40 years ago. The whole thing is just kind of everything's becoming the same thing, you know, depending on the kind of musician that you are, I guess. Well, it's fun to play. My favorite thing to actually, as a violinist, is to play second violin and to sit like back in the middle of the section, because you're surrounded by, if you are comfortable enough with your parts, you can listen to everyone else while you're playing, and you can kind of feel like you're a part of something. So you can hear like the first violin line and the viola line and how they fit with what your section is playing, and you can hear like the horns behind you and the lower stringed instruments. And so it's like taking that experience and then just like putting it into a recorded environment, you know. I like that she's also a producer and that she makes electronic music. As a woman, that's nice to have, you know, as a young person, to have had a role model like that. But yeah, I mean, there's loads of, I mean, all the artists I've had the opportunity to tour and work with, there's been some of that too. And I've had the opportunity, like with the album Leaf, for example, you know, first I made my first record and it was just a purely recorded thing. So then I was like, okay, how do I perform this live in a way that's engaging? And touring with Jimmy LaVale was great because I got to see, especially being on stage with him, how he used the click and how he fed that to different musicians and how he queued up different tracks and mixed the sort of electronics and looping with live musicians. And I literally just had him show me like what pieces of equipment he was using, and I've done that kind of with each person. So it's been an opportunity to not only be influenced by someone's music, but also get to like pick their brain and, you know, learn how to make my music or my live show better because of it, which is a cool experience. I'm working on the next full length now, really. I mean, because with The Crush, I put out an EP prior, and then I put out The Crush, and then I put out Machine. I'm actually doing 2 small releases this month and next in Japan. Picture Perfect was a song off The Crush, and I've got a remix, so I'm putting out a single. And then I have an extended version of The Crush that I'm going to put out in Japan with actually a remix that Ipa did and another remix by a guy from Portland. So that'll kind of be the tail end of the promotion from all that record, and then on to the next.
just a little crush.